modern slavery. And given the rise of climate change, the migration crisis is set to get even worse over the next few decades. This problem is not just specific to those in the developing world. It also affects every single person in this room, because we do not have control over our ID data. You may be familiar with the Cambridge Analytica scandals recently, or Equifax, or the whole range of ones that have happened over the past few years. There's a long, long list, and given the fact that over the next few decades, more and more services are going to be digitally mediated. In Australia, we've got My Health Record coming in, we've got MyGovID. More and more of these services are going to be digitally mediated, and we currently do not have any control over our identity data. So what is the solution? Well, at WIN, we would like to create a global proof of identity. You can think of it as a global citizenship. We believe that there's enough global citizens in the world out there who would like to assert their right as global citizens and extend a hand to those less advantaged around the world and provide them with a proof of ID to recognize them as equals and to use that as a platform to deliver access to basic needs and services. We are currently, we've got a pilot going on in Moldova at the moment in partnership with the United Nations Ops and a number of other organizations. The pilot is yet to be launched. We are waiting to secure funding, and so identity, according to the World Bank, is necessary to achieve at least 10 of these Sustainable Development Goals, and it is necessary to achieve, with regards to the grand challenges, prosperity, healthcare, education, and governance. So there's a lot of people in this room who probably think of themselves as human beings first and foremost and identify as global citizens. And we have a unique opportunity at the moment to come together and combat global challenges which require global coordination. We have the opportunity to write the next chapter of the human story together, the global chapter. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's very interesting, especially with the increased migrations that are happening around the world. So I find this super interesting. I'm not completely sure I understand how it works in
that's fair enough. We have passports, we have driver's licenses, we have all these ways in which we can prove who we are. A lot of people in the world don't have that, and even if those of us that do, we still have to use things like Google or Facebook to prove who we are online when we're engaging with different services. We do not have self-sovereign identity, which means we don't have control over who has access to our data and what they can do with it. And with blockchain and with with blockchain specifically, we can use that to basically ensure that only those who we want to have access to our identity data do have access to it. So basically, it puts the control in the people's hands rather than, in whoever's providing the service.
Thanks so much.
Super interesting problem. I'm going to just follow that question a little bit further. How does it work in practice? Does somebody get a device? Do they get a password?
It depends on the. It depends on the. I guess the situation and where you're based. Like if you're a refugee or a migrant, you may not have access to a personal computing device, or you may not have access to something like that. So biometrics would come into play. Now the ethics around who has control over biometric data and what is secure and all that, that is still a point of contention. But it depends on the situation of the individual and where we're currently exploring that. I will just add that my co-founder and CEO, Marianne Dahan, she has over 10 years of experience with the World Bank and the UN, and she was coordinator of identity for development. She's a leader in the identity space and in blockchain as well. Thanks.
What would a scholarship to Singularity University allow you to achieve and accelerate your process of being able to implement?
The word scale, Singularity University, and the word exponential, obviously, with what they teach you or what the resources they provide is they give you the means or the information necessary to take an idea from conception or pilot stage all the way through to potentially impacting not just 1 billion people, but in this case, the entire world. So I think being exposed to people thinking on that level, mentorships and networks could be very, very useful. And also people like this challenge, building something like this requires, it's not just one team. Like developing something like this requires coordination around the entire globe. This requires a multitude of organizations, so the more the merrier. And I think Singularity University brings those sorts of people together.